Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, y'all. We're just over here making ourselves laugh.
Yeah,
Better
miss
laugh,
you.
better laugh than cry, I guess.
Yeah,
Hi,
miss you.
Niecy and
Puppy.
Poppy.
Shannon's in here. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Sherry. I may be missing some comments since I'm looking at StreamYard and it's slow. So, how many does it show we have in here, Sherry?
Uh, 3.
3. Okay.
One would probably be my phone though, because I get comments faster on my phone than the computer, so I turn it down and keep it running.
I know. Normally I do too, and I need to do that.
Oh, we hope everybody is having a great week so far.
Yes, we hope so.
We are having a halfway rainy, cloudy, or I am anyway, so I'm assuming Shannon probably is too. Florida, kinda.
When I got up this morning at what time was it? Like 5:45.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep no longer. I just felt bad, and it was like a slow, drizzly rain, which is perfect. But now it's stopped, and it's just dreary out
Yeah.
there.
It was like I heard it thundering out there this morning.
Well, I didn't hear it thunder, and that's only because my dog didn't let me know.
12 Stones Ranch.
Hey, 12 Stones Ranch, what is your name? Because I'm not sure what your name is. If you don't mind saying
I'm
that is.
looking up your channel. I am subscribing now.
He is like a neighbor to me.
Really?
Not too far.
You collected all these neighborhood channels.
I know, right? I think I want to say maybe an hour away, if that.
Wow.
I forgot exactly where they said, but I know they were on my neighbor's her live that night. So, name is Byron. I know a Byron. I went to school with a Byron. That should be easy to remember. But my memory is not the best, so just give me some time. I'll eventually remember it.
I'm not good with names. So,
I'm only good once I've talked to you several times, pretty much, and then I'm okay.
yeah, that's why you'll hear me say, or in the chat, it's been different lives, I'll just be like, hey, and I'll call them by their channel name. 'Cause I can't remember names. It's just, I'm not good with names.
Sometimes I feel bad because I should know their name, and I've seen their name several times, but my brain goes blank.
I have literally sit down while I'm doing a live or whatever and wrote down people's names beside their channel, and then I can't keep up with my paper. So,
Keep it by your computer.
yeah,
I need
yeah,
to do that. That's what I've been trying to tell myself to do whenever I'm live and someone new comes in, to write them down. And every time I go live, I forget to do it.
yeah,
That's like making your grocery list and leaving it on the table when you go to the store. I do that.
I do that too. I run off and leave it at home, or I leave it in the car. I've got to where I make them on my phone,
I text myself.
and needless to say, somehow I usually keep up with it that way.
I guess because we don't ever leave our phones behind.
Oh, my phone is like an extension of my body, I think.
Right? Exactly.
But anyway,
Oh, I think we lost some people or something.
I know they left us. They disappeared. I don't blame you. I took pork chops out for supper a while ago to thaw out.
That sounds so good. I love pork chops. That's like one of my favorites.
Poppy's the opposite, remembers everybody's names.
That's good. That's really good. And you know, when I was in my 20s or so, I could remember everyone in my family. I could remember their birthdays.
I'm
And
not good with birthdays either. Now, my immediate family, okay. But When it starts extending out, I'm not good.
I can remember my brothers, my sisters, my grandmothers, my grandpas, my dad, my mom, my aunts, but like cousins, I know the month, but I can't remember the day, It starts getting hard.
My kids and my first grandchild are all in August. So
So is my brother and sister.
the 12th, 24th, 28th, and 30th.
Wow, that's a lot.
Then I have a niece that's on the 26th and a nephew that's on the 12th. So August is busy around here.
My brother's is the 2nd and my sister's is the 7th. My sister and my uncle has the same birthday.
Wow. My nephew and my oldest son have the same birthday. It's both on the 12th.
That's pretty cool.
And one of my nephews, great nephews, is graduating kindergarten tonight. So
Aww.
I have to go watch.
Of course. Yes, yes.
He comes up here on his dirt bike and he wants to know when he can swim and if there's water in the pool. He's checking daily.
How is that water today?
I looked out today. It actually was black yesterday, and so I kind of got a little bit, I was like a little bit put out with the lady at the pool place because she's telling us this big long spiel, and we can't shock it for 5 days, which would have put me shocking it on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my sister, because I used to have a pool, I had her come look at it, and she's like, and I was like, you can't even smell any chlorine. Usually you can smell chlorine. And she's like, no. And so I tested it with it. It had no chlorine. So we shocked it, and almost instantly it started going away. So I was a little bit put out because she had just had me spend $70 on pool chemicals.
Oh, wow.
And took me through this long spiel, and it was like the opposite. So
It can get expensive. I mean,
I won't be going back there. But it has a little bit of a greenish look today, a light green. But when it rains here, it tends to mess up the pools. I don't know if it's acid in the rain.
right.
So I don't know that I'm going to mess with it today because it's supposed to rain again tonight. So I'm like fighting a losing battle. I'm just going to leave it till probably tomorrow or so. Quits raining.
I don't guess it has like a cover, does it?
It does, but it's a pain to get on there and to keep covered up.
I figured.
The cover has air holes in it, and so the rainwater is going to get in it regardless. So, needless to say, it's a losing battle. So when it quits raining, Sherry will go level out the pool again.
That's exactly. My grandpa had a nice pool, and it's probably something similar to you have, but he had so much trouble keeping it clean. And he's in his 80s now, but he had to sell it a few years ago. He just couldn't keep it up.
Yeah.
It was too much. So
I was getting really frustrated. I was about to the point I was ready just to cry and just take it down. I'm just tired of messing with it. And we just got it. I'm like, oh, this is so ridiculous.
It's consuming too much of your time. You're supposed to be able to enjoy it, not work on it constantly.
And, but anyway, hopefully it's going to be situated. Byron said that chlorine prices have shot through the roof over the last couple of years. It's nuts. Yes, and I really dread I'm going to have to buy some more chlorine and soon, and I really dread it because the hotter it gets, the more you have to use.
Jeez. And it's just now starting summer.
Yeah. There you go, Nisi. Take a dip in the pond. Huckleberry fin all the way. Yes. And but I was reading on the internet, somebody said it's not that hard to take care of a pool. A lot of those places will just lie to you to get you to buy their chemicals.
That's wrong.
And, so needless to say, yeah, it does change the water, and that's what happened to ours. And I'm going to add some shock to it, but I hate to do it right now because it's not through. we're just kind of getting a break from the rain. So I'm gonna kind of wait till it clears up. Hopefully tomorrow. I don't know. It's supposed to rain tomorrow too.
I think our chances have dropped for tomorrow. I hope anyway.
Maybe ours has. I need to check.
Yeah.
Salt water would be neat. No longer has to worry about chemicals.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
See, I don't know enough about pools. I want a pool, but with us traveling, we definitely couldn't keep it up.
Yeah.
So
It's a pool on wheels.
right, dump out the water and fold it up. Kind of like I have a bicycle that I want to carry with me, but I don't think I have the room because I have so much to carry because I've been home for a while. But I have a foldable bicycle, and it's in its own little case, and I love it. I've only rode it once, and I've had it since like 2015, and but it's pretty cool that it folds up. So they make everything kind of more compact now,
Yeah. Yeah. And you got a little bit longer travel distance
like 7 hours or
to
close.
go
Yes,
this time.
I don't
Well,
look forward to the drive.
yeah. We do have a guest coming on in a few minutes, but um, I guess we're going to ask some questions. We haven't done it in a while. I didn't tell Shannon. So
Yes, that's right.
A little bit of revenge, no, for
Put me on the spot, girl. Put me on the spot, and my brain's probably not working today anyway, so we'll see how I do.
Hello, Brenda. Welcome in. Now, we're going back to the who is most likely to.
Okay, that's easier. I just don't want to have to think.
Shannon, who is most likely to spend all their savings?
Roger would probably say me, but I'm really not a big spender.
And this is for people in the comments to answer too. So
They're probably like, I'm staying out of this.
I do spend money, not so much necessarily on myself, but I'm bad about, yeah, Poppy. I'm bad about buying stuff for my kids or my grandkids or stuff for my kitchen. Now that's when I can spend on myself though.
Well, we don't have kids, so I spend money on our dogs and our nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
And I make sure I do for their birthdays and stuff like that.
Who is most likely to stay in on the weekends?
Can we guess?
You got this one.
Well, actually, I mean, it might be a mix of me and you. I mean, I do go out, but not all the time.
True. But if you're with Roger and he's not working, you're more apt to go out.
Yeah. True.
Nisi said her husband is the most likely to spend money, and she stays in on the weekends. Brenda, I will have to check that video out as well. Clean the pool.
Now, Roger, whenever like he's off now and I'm not there, he's got to get out and do something. He just can't stand to sit there. So
my husband likes to get out and do stuff. I'm more of a homebody though. I don't know.
I can sit home, but not for several days at a time. I got to get out.
I can stay in my little four walls and never walk outside.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, after a while, I'm going to go crazy and want to go out.
I get cabin fever pretty quick. Yeah. Unless I'm sick, I got a migraine, you can count me out. I'm staying home. If it's bad enough, anyway.
So, who is most likely to develop a fear of spiders?
That's easy.
I'm hollering, y'all come get this spider out of the tub.
I'm getting out tight, but for short periods.
Yeah.
Poppy, you're right.
Yeah.
You're so correct.
Me
I
too. There.
cannot stand spiders. I was driving one day and I had one coming from my ceiling right in front of me in the car. And I was trying to find whatever I could find to hit it and kill it. And I hit it and I didn't see it anymore. So I don't know where it went to. Or I thought I hit it. I don't know.
I noticed though, going out and taking care of the pool. If you have a pool all along the edges, you're going to see that's going to crawl all along the rail the most unique looking spiders and bugs, and that you wouldn't see any other time.
They want some water.
I guess so.
Staying in water.
I guess so. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Who's most likely uh, to adopt a wild animal?
If people know, people know. um,
Definitely, Shannon.
I can stay inside, but I've realized being out and about is better to me. Better for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not been extremely hot. I mean, it has got toasty 2 or 3 days, but it has been fairly mild so far. But I have a feeling that's quickly coming to an end.
I decided to mow the yard the hottest and the most humid day possibly already this year. And then the next day is in the 60s, and I should have waited. But I didn't check the weather beforehand, so. But
Yeah.
it's done.
Well,
Yes,
Brandy is in the house.
y'all
So
are right. I would have the animal. Unless it's a snake or something, I don't want that.
she tried to give me her chihuahua yesterday, and I'm like, no,
Who did?
my sister. She was trying to give me her
Oh,
chihuahua, actually. Me. I better not. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and bring our guest on. This is Brandy from Wobble Family Adventures.
hi,
Hello.
Brandy.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
And you guys just hit 10,000 subscribers.
Yes, ma'am. Sunday we did.
That's
That is
awesome.
awesome.
So awesome.
I didn't want to post about it Sunday because it was the Lord's Day, and I didn't want to take away from it being Sunday. And then I didn't want to post about it Monday because that was my son's birthday, and I didn't want to post about it. So I waited a couple of days to even mention it.
That's awesome.
That is so awesome.
Good afternoon, Marcia. Welcome in.
Hi, Marcia.
Brenda says it's raining here in off and on for 4 days and still going to rain again tomorrow.
We need the rain.
This
Really.
is Wobble Family Adventures. But anyway, tell us a little bit about what's going on with you guys' channel and what y'all been up to and all that jazz.
Well, we've recently moved, so we're kind of switching gears a little bit and starting. I've been doing remodeling on the trailer that was here, where the property we moved to, and started a little garden. And it's springtime, so it's raining a lot, and Jesse's been having to go out of town to work a lot. So if we're not out of town, working with him, he's out of town by himself. So we've been, I think, for 10 days we was out of town last week, and then we're gonna leave again tomorrow. Be out of town with him. So we hate being out of town and not doing stuff around the house, but we are getting more building repo videos right now, so that's a good thing.
Y'all had any interesting experiences?
We have interesting experiences all the time. I'll tell y'all about one that I haven't edited yet, but it'll be coming out maybe not the next video coming out because I still got two more videos from last week to come out. that I've already edited, but then a couple more that I still need to edit. But we had to go in and repo one from an Amish community, and
Uh,
it was so crazy. It was really it was kind of quite awkward. We didn't get to like meet a bunch like Amish people up, in up close and personal because nobody was there. At the place. They had it down in the middle of a field, but they were using the building as a phone booth, and refrigerator storage
Oh,
because
wow.
none of them have electricity in that area. I don't think hardly any Amish people have electricity in their homes, so they had this building and they were using it uh, like they had, I think, and they had a couple of refrigerators, a deep freeze, and then they have two or three cell phones sitting on a shelf, with like a notepad and like a dry erase board to like leave messages and take messages and things like that. Um, and the guy that originally got it was what they call an Englisher, which he's just a normal person. He wasn't Amish, and it was on, I guess, on or across from his house, and they were using his electricity, but he quit paying for it and was giving the building back. So it's kind of so they had to make this little makeshift thing out of just tin. It was just like a wood frame with tin on the wall. So I kind of felt bad about that, but and they had cleaned everything out of the building and had everything just packed into this one little, I don't know, probably like 3 by 6, just little, basically looked like a long phone booth. It was about as wide as a phone booth, but it was probably like 3 times as long as one, like 3 times as deep. But it was, I kind of felt bad because what the building they had was nice, and it was plenty of room for everything. But and I was expecting to see Amish people and you know buy stuff and like what you think when you read all the Amish books or something. I was expecting to have a fruit stand by the side of the road and maybe buy some stuff, but no, we didn't. We saw their houses and they were beautiful houses. There were some still building houses, but we didn't like meet any of them up close and personal. So we just got the building, and I did get some video and pictures of their new little booth that they had sitting there, and I hope they get something that's better than what they have because it looks like it ain't going to do very good to hold up for their deep freeze and stuff. If it got too hot, it probably wouldn't, with the deep freeze being right there outside,
yeah,
work well.
they're very talented people. We actually have a Amish furniture store
Hmm.
in Redwater, not far from us.
Yeah.
And but they're good. And for those of y'all that don't know, Brandy and I live about 6 miles apart, if that far, five
Yeah.
miles.
I don't think it's even that far.
Oh,
No, not
right
even
on.
that far, actually.
That's
maybe
fun.
maybe like three or
maybe,
maybe four
maybe,
max.
maybe four. Yeah, 3.5 to 4. But Virginia, welcome in. How are
I miss
you?
Virginia.
And Marsha said they had a flood last Friday, and it's raining here for the next 3 days and nights, expecting another flood.
Oh my goodness.
We've been getting quite a bit of wind with all this stuff down here.
Hmm.
Mm,
It's- We had
yes.
part of a dead tree land on our roof. Thankfully, nothing was damaged. But yes, Poppy Amish furniture is the best built ever. It is very sturdy stuff.
And they have a lot of good food too.
Yeah, good recipes.
Yes, they do.
Um,
Yeah, when I go into that store that Sherry was talking about, I love going to look at all the different jellies and jams and pickled stuff that they have. I love pickled things.
yeah, I have thought about. I've never tried to put it together yet, but I have thought about. I would love to do a live with. I know Leanne is Mennonite. Um, with a Mennonite and an Amish, and just I want to know their differences. A lot of their way of life is similar,
Hmm.
but there is difference. I would like to hear the differences in between the two.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd get an Amish person on a video
I
that
don't know.
will even
But
take
I just think
pictures.
it would be neat. Now there is a few that's on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there is a
I've
few.
seen that guy that just does the TikToks and dances all the time that don't tell the bishop or something like that. That's the only one I've ever seen. Or either that or the ones that are trying to get out of Amish.
But
Somebody
both groups of
somebody like
people are so talented. And I think it's because they live and lean more towards the old way of life.
Yeah.
The
Right.
old, back to doing it by hand, back to doing it. It's not generic, it's real, And we just live processed and fabricated and whatever. I mean, really, we do. And I just think it would make an interesting
Yeah.
discussion. I'm going to have to
It
work
would-
on
Yeah, you need to do that. Marsha, I love pickled okra too.
Oh, I do too.
It's so good.
My grandma, I like pickled okra, but my grandma loves it boiled. But I can't hardly stand it boiled because it gets so slimy.
I
it.
can't either.
Fried. If it ain't fried, I don't want it.
She loves it, and
Boiled.
uh,
Looks gross.
it gets real bad.
They do, Brenda. They pass the teaching down, and I wish that more of the people in our country were like that and actually took time to teach their children instead of shoving everything in their hands to keep them occupied, like games and phones and electronics. And it's just, we were talking about it several weeks ago. Our childhoods. You go outside and you play house, you play cops and robbers and cowboys and Indians and chase and hide and go seek and ghosts in
Yeah,
the graveyard and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Man,
Now it's hard to get a child outside.
I
Some of
don't
them.
want to go outside.
yeah,
And it's just, I mean, we've raised our kids to work, and they've worked since they were young. And the boys have been on the bread trucks, and they know. And we actually had a police officer pull up one day, and he told my husband Marlon, he said, "I wish there was more people like you that taught your kids how to work."
Right.
Hey, I've rolled them out of bed. I'm sorry. I hate that you're sick. I hate that you don't feel good. But you're going to have to do this for real when you grow up. Get up and go to work.
yeah,
And they got up and went to work. And I mean, by the time that my oldest got married, we made him wait till he was 18. He done had his property, paid off his second vehicle.
That's
And
good.
he has a head on his shoulders because, he knows he's been,
That's really good.
but people don't invest in their kids anymore like they should. And it's really sad. But that's,
I'm learning. I wasn't raised with good parents, or my grandparents raised me, and they raised us like in the old way, but they didn't spoil us by far. And so we, and I don't know, it was hard. It's like we were just there, just because we had to be, but we didn't really feel like anybody cared whether we were there or not. And I think me and my brother moved out when he was 15 to just go live with friends. And then I moved out when I was 17 to just, go live with friends or aunts or cousins or whoever would let me stay at their house. And so it's almost as if we were like, I don't know. I don't, they didn't ever say we had to fend for ourselves, but I just felt like we were fending for ourselves. I don't feel like we were prepared for life. You know, I know they did the best that they could, and I know that they loved us, but I really don't feel like we were prepared for life, if that makes sense. But in no way trying to, talk bad about my grandparents, because I know they did the best that they could, and they gave us a place to stay and took care of us while we were kids.
yeah. And, but you'll never quit learning, Brandy.
Yeah, I'm still learning even after you know, you know, finding, being on my own for so long, and then finally settling down and getting in church and getting saved and stuff like that. I'm still learning every day. The Lord's teaching me how to be a good mother because I didn't have an example of a good mother. He's teaching, and I had, I was a widow for a while, and therefore I had to, you know, before Jesse come along, had to try to teach the boys how to be boys, and that that was, it took the Lord to help me with different things like that because I didn't have an example of what a good man should be.
But my kids are grown.
It's
Just
helping
don't
me.
tell Tola I said that because I tell her she's not grown until she's 21. But I mean,
Yeah, and when
she's
she's
still pretty
21, you'll say 30. Yeah,
Yeah.
but but I'm still learning, even with grown kids. I'm still learning.
yeah,
But I just wish people would realize, hey, you're letting your kids go and you're not teaching them anything. You better stop and think. You're raising your future.
yeah.
They're going to control your future, and they're
Hmm.
going to control your grandkids' future. And
Mhm.
That's right.
you better tighten up because as there's a saying, as the church goes, so goes the home. I think I'm saying that right. Maybe it's in a bit. As the home goes, so goes the country. I mean, honestly, if you stop and think about it, because what comes out of those homes is what's going to run the country.
That's right.
What's going to run
Exactly.
the nation is what's going to be in office and what's going to be teaching your kids at school and what's going to be, or your grandkids. But anyway, enough of that. Uh, you guys were up in Branson while you were hauling buildings,
Yeah.
and you went to Silver Dollar City, I hear.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, we went, I think, like 2 or 3 days straight. Jesse was already going up there to work, I think, but then also at the same time, Waylon's friend, we'll just leave it at that. Waylon's got a special friend, and we were meeting her and her family up there, and we all had like a vacation together up there, and we just uh, enjoyed everything. We went and to Silver Dollar City the few days, and then like he just went around town with them.
Jesse went to Lambert's. Did
Oh
he?
yeah, we go to Lambert's every time we go.
I've got to go there one of these
We
days.
went we went twice. We went I think we went Saturday after, no, Friday. We went Friday after we got done in Silver Dollar City. We went to eat, and then we went Sunday after church. We went on to Lambert's because we went to church there in Ozark, Missouri. So it was just right down the road from Lambert's. So we just went ahead and went again. And I think I've done been there so many times. I don't know. It's
Know
getting
the menu by heart.
getting old on me.
I've been trying to convince Shannon and Roddy to go to Branson. They would love it.
Yes.
We're
Me
She's
actually
all, she's
we're
all into music and all that. They would love Silver Dollar
Yeah,
City.
the Bluegrass Festival is going on right now.
Oh man,
It
Mhm.
I
is
love bluegrass.
so relaxing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was yeah, it was nice because they were all just, I just like last time when we met up with this family, it felt like it was, you know, we had their daughter and was taking her all around, doing things with her. And but this time it's like Waylon was, going with them. So we just, I had a chance to just sit back and really enjoy things, and I didn't worry about riding very many rides. I just went to all the shops and just sit down and listen to the music and just different things like that. And I did make the mistake of me and my mother-in-law. We was gonna go. I don't know. We was gonna go into what was called the showdown shootout, or the showdown, or Branson showdown or shootout or something like that. And we walked in and we walked right back out because
Oh,
these girls, oh, they look like, I don't know, they weren't dressed well at all. So
oh no.
glad our kids were not with us, and it was just us two older women. And oh, I was ashamed of myself for even walking in there because, I mean, I don't know, they had their skirts was so short, all the way up to their garters, and just the fishnet stockings and all their cleavage hanging out, and I was like, "Oh no, I should not be in here." And we walked right back
You
out.
didn't know what you're walking into.
Not know what we were walking into. No, I was like, I felt like I had committed a sin just walking in there. So we turned around and went walk right back out.
So, tell us about some of the funny experiences Jesse's had picking up buildings. Like, he had one woman, didn't he? Throwing stuff at him.
Oh
Somebody, did
yeah,
somebody pull a gun on him a while back?
yeah. Somebody had pulled a gun on him. I wasn't there, so I don't know all the details of that. But I think they had come out and was. It's been a while back. They come out and was shooting, and I think they ended up busting one of the windows out of the building. But then the lady that just that he had here a little bit ago, she climbed up on the trailer and got he keeps blocks on his trailer. That's where he stores them for when he's blocking up and leveling the buildings. And she climbed up on the trailer and was grabbing his blocks off the trailer and was throwing them at him. And one hit him in the shoulder, and he had like a good bruise in his shoulder for a while. And then she stood on the winch cable. He already had the building out on the road and was pulling it onto the trailer when she pulled up. And this was, I think the police had already been called and everything. The rental company had already took her to court and everything. So she didn't have no rights to the building no more because she was so behind. And he had it hooked up to the winch already on the road, so he wasn't on her property at all, and was pulling it. And she stood on the winch cable thinking that he would stop, and he just, the winch was still just going, and she was standing on that, and she kind of tripped a little bit, but she didn't fall or anything. She just kind of lost her balance, and then just the winch cable's only probably 3 inches off the ground. So she just lost her balance and then just stepped right onto the ground. And she was telling them that she's going to call the cops, which he had already called the cops, tell them that he assaulted her with the winch cable. And he's like, I got it. She didn't know he was videoing her. And he's like, I got you videoed right here that you just did that to yourself. She's like, I can't even walk. I'm telling him I can't even walk. And he said, well, you're walking fine on this video I got right here. And so she got mad and went and got another block and was trying to knock the doors open on the building. And it was
Wow.
crazy.
It's a good thing y'all video those.
Yeah. I tried to get him. He's tried. We got the GoPro. We had a couple GoPros, and I don't know what the deal is with the one that we got, but it goes dead, so quick. He's gonna
Right.
have to get extra batteries or something. He did try to use it, but he's been videoing with his phone when he can. But I wish he could keep like a body cam on him at all times, so that
Right.
would help him, not just help to get content, but it would help like for his protection. It does help a lot, when people say we do stuff we don't really do, or and have proof of how things are going during the repo and stuff.
Y'all have the legal right, though, to do what it takes to
Yes,
go in there and get it. If
yes,
it takes
he
cutting
is.
down
Uh,
trees, looking at fences.
he's a certified repossession agent for the rental company, and aside from what he does from Rob, so he he when they do the contract, just like anything else that you finance, they sign. It's in the contract that if they fall behind on payments, so far behind that the company, the rental company has the right to send somebody out to get the building, and they're allowed within the laws of the state, allowed to even go onto their property and retrieve the building, um, by whatever means necessary. Now, in Texas, some of the laws have changed, so they do have to work around the laws. Like they used to be able to, I think, even go behind fences and stuff. Like if there was like say if there was a gate that was locked, they used to be able to like cut the lock on a gate and go on in there and get the building. But I think just within the past few years, some of the laws have changed. So if there's a fence or a lock gate or something, they just have to send it back to court, and then they'll have the police come out with them, and the police can get them to open the gate or whatever. But though it just makes it a little bit more difficult, but it don't stop them from getting the building. They just have to take an extra step by getting the cops out there.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a longer process.
Yeah.
Digging for Health. Welcome in.
Digging for Health. Hello.
Wobble Family Adventures, Myron, is the name of their channel.
Here, I'll try to put it in the
Uh,
chat.
so, like the stuff y'all find in the buildings, like if they leave stuff in there, you're not required to empty that building, right?
No, we're not required to empty the building. If we pull up and it's full of stuff, we don't have to, you know, we can just hook up to it and take it. But most of the time, Jesse don't like to do that. He likes to give them an opportunity to get their stuff out, and most of the time he'll spend time cleaning the building out with the people. But a lot of times here lately, it's all been requested pickups, so they already have the building cleaned out and just ready to go. Or like if it's abandoned, um, the lot is responsible for cleaning that out. And but there's been times where like the lot rental person, that the dealer on the lot, he'll say that he's just fixing to just throw everything out as soon as it comes in, if it's like an abandoned property or something like that. But the ones that are full of stuff, and we pull up and they're home, and they want to get their stuff out, Jesse's usually nice enough to let them get all their stuff out if they're having a good attitude. And he said the other day on a video, he said that your attitude determines your altitude with him. Like if you're being nice and you're respectful and not out there cussing him out and bowing up on him and trying to fight him, he tries to help them. He tries to do his best to be nice and respectful to them, because he understands that sometimes they are going through hard times, and they don't have no other choice. And you know so he wants to be nice and help them get all their stuff out. And I think one time he spent 7 hours helping somebody clean all their stuff out. And it did put him behind, and he didn't make as much money that day, but he wanted to make sure he helped them get all their stuff out. But he's not required to do that at all. That he just, and the most people in the company don't help them get anything out. They just hook up and go and take it to the lot, and then the people will have to contact whatever lot that they put it on, and then hope that the dealer lets them get their stuff back. So he knows sometimes there's a chance that the dealers will just clean it out that day and throw everything away, or keep what they want out of it. We don't know each dealer, you know, we don't know all the dealers and how they deal with stuff. So that's why he likes to make sure that if they are wanting their stuff and they're nice about it, he'll go ahead and help them get it out.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to handle it too.
Yeah, that way.
So, go ahead.
I was going to say that way that he knows that, because he don't know where it's going at when he picks it up. That way that, they don't lose their stuff if the dealer's not willing to work with them.
Yeah. So, what all different things are you guys going to do on your new property?
Well, I know for sure I want to get chickens again. That's one thing I miss the most of what we used to have is my chickens, because I want some eggs, and I just like having chickens around. People always used to call me crazy chicken lady. And I miss my chickens so much. Like I even had one of Jesse's family members say that he did not like me, and that I was weird. And I asked him why, and he's like, "You talk to chickens." And I'm like, "And?" I'm like, "That's what you base that you don't like me and you think I'm weird is because I talk to my chickens?" I was like, "I can live with that." It's not because I was mean or bad or anything. It's because I talk to the chickens. I'm like, "Okay, I can live with that."
Yeah, I've heard if you talk to your plants, it helps them grow.
Yeah, all that carbon dioxide you're breathing on them. they They grow with carbon dioxide.
Shannon, you need to go talk to your flowers you just planted.
I need to talk to my flowers because they die on me. They like to anyway. I don't know if it'd do any good or not, but worth a shot.
Yeah, Digging for Health says people that don't talk to their chickens are weird.
I would talk to any animal. It don't
Oh,
matter.
yeah, I did
I
too.
talk to animals. I do. I
Shannon,
talk,
when you have a goldfish bowl sitting on the table, will be like, "Hi."
I would. I talk to animals.
Yeah,
Sure do.
yeah.
I would talk to a goldfish. Yes, that's right.
Oh my god, this is great.
Yeah, I would
Wednesday, her
definitely.
daughter names her chickens.
Nothing wrong with that, Miss Virginia.
Yeah, I named all my chickens. We had this one, which a friend of ours, she knows, Vicky has all my chickens now. The ones that I used to have where used to live, and we had this one. We even made a video about him. He was so mean. We called him Mister T because when he was a dark colored chicken, and he was one of them. We called him a hippie chicken, but he's the one that has like the crown of, you know, they have the feathers that come down on their head, but when
Mhm.
he was little it stood straight up, and like a little black chicken with just his little mohawk standing straight up.
Oh,
So we named him Mr. T. And when he grew up, it just about almost come down to where you would expect, chicken shoulders to be. They it was really long, and he flogged everything that got near him. Like, he would flog through the cage, and the Maddie got to where she wouldn't even want to check eggs no more because he would try to flog everybody. But he thought he was the boss of everybody, and she
That
called him
chicken will wind up in the grease.
she called him Mean Mr. T. I only kept him because he was he's so interesting looking with all his feathers on his head hanging down.
right.
Vegan for Health says she also talks to her dog, bird, chickens, and plants. It spares her husband from having to deal with that.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe I need to get something else. I think my husband probably thinks I talk too much to him.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, give my kids and my husband a break. I need to hurry up and get some kind of animal. We don't have dogs or anything anymore. I think when we was at our house we had to move to because of Waylon's accident. We had to move to somewhere that was handicap accessible while he was in the wheelchair, and and needing, all the handicap accessories. Um Well, we took two of our dogs over there, little chihuahuas, and I think the chicken hawk got one chihuahua.
Oh no.
She just disappeared, and she wasn't but 3 pounds, and I think she was like 5 or 6 years old, but she wasn't never got above 3 pounds. And then the other one was almost 13 years old, and she just passed away in the middle of the night one night. So we are dogless and chickenless and don't have nothing.
So you're just gonna do chickens, or are you gonna try to put some fencing up and maybe do a cow? Or
I want a cow. I do. I want a cow. I told Jesse I need a cow. But if I get one cow, because I want it for milk, I'll have to have another cow to keep the milk coming, if y'all know what I mean. So we would have to have more than one cow if we wanted to keep it in milk all the time. So I don't know. We got plenty of room for it now. Like, it's
yeah,
7.5 acres, and almost all of it's just a fields. So
yeah.
we got plenty of room for just a couple of cows. But of course, then there would become babies. So the herd would grow quickly.
Yeah.
Brenda says until you've had 50 roosters hip tails chasing you around the yard, you don't know. Don't know scared.
I've been chased by one before when I worked for this elderly couple. Sure have.
When
One
I
time.
was when I was little, I think I was probably in kindergarten. My grandma and grandpa was following behind a one of them chicken trucks, like one of the Tyson chicken trucks or something that has all the white chickens in there. And we was following behind them, and a chicken got loose and got out of the chicken truck going down the road. So they stopped and I guess rescued it and brought it home. And his name, they named it Fred because that was, I think, my grandma's brother. They named it Fred, and I was, little, so I babied it, and while it was weak and stuff like that, and just petted it, treated it like a baby doll, and that it loved me, but it. I think it seen my brother was mean. He was a rascal. He beat me up all the time. He was just, just so mean to me. And I think I feel like the rooster saw that my brother was mean to me all the time. So the rooster was mean to my brother. And anytime my brother would come around, he would even see my brother, he would just run and flog him. And so anytime I was mad at my brother, I would know where I would see where Fred was, and my brother would get to chasing me, fixing to come, hit on me or something. I'd go run by Fred, and Fred would flog him for me. So I could, and he would do it, and he got so big, I guess because he was one of the ones that they were going to use for a meat chicken. He got so big, he was fat, and he would be up in the rafters of the porch. And I remember my brother would always pick on me walking on our way home from school. We had to walk down a mile long driveway, so he'd get to being mean to me, um, and I'd just run straight to the porch, and Fred would be there waiting, and I'd run in the house and lock the door, and my brother would come try to get in the door, and Fred would be waiting on the porch for him, and the door would be locked, and Fred would go to town on my brother, and I'd just laugh.
Brenda
Uh,
said the UPS man wouldn't even get out of his truck.
I don't blame him.
I'm fixing. My laptop is going low. I gotta find my charger right quick, or move positions because the charger's right here.
Gabrielle says she's a big softie, but if it came down to it, she would tough it up and make stew real quick.
I'm a big softie too, and I don't know that I could toughen up to do that.
Hey, geese are bad about that too, though.
Really?
Coming up behind you and snapping the back of your legs. You go walking in the park, they'll get after you.
There's
A lot
Dakota.
of parks, our parks down here, some of them have geese out there.
Dakota's sneaking around in the background.
Yeah, I see him.
Yesterday was his birthday. He turned 13.
Oh, happy birthday.
But yeah, that's one thing that goes all over me faster than anything is to be bit or pinched or something
Marcia said she learned a new word, flog.
like
That's what we always called it.
Yeah, that's all I've heard it called is flogged. Pretty much. I don't know. Maybe it's an Arkansas thing.
Maybe.
Shannon, what do you call it?
Not that I've never heard of that word.
Maybe it's Arkansas.
Really?
We discovered some Arkansas language.
Yeah, I've never heard of that word.
Oh,
Trying to get out of the. There's a
so what
glare.
do you call it?
I don't have a name for it.
Attack.
Attack, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, attacked. I guess that would be it.
Brenda's come out turtle bait time her husband got done with him. Make some chicken broth,
Chicken broth.
cream chicken.
Need some new feathers for your pillow.
Brenda said, "Have you never had chicken, Shannon?
Huh?
You never had
Never
chicken?
had chickens, no. Never
You
have.
should get chicken, Shannon.
Now, my grandpa and them did when I was a little girl, but I don't really remember them. But, yeah.
Flog
I mean, I've
is
been around some, but what's
Yeah.
that?
Byron says flogged is a synonym for whipped.
Well, that
That
that's
chicken
the
goes
right word to use. With my brother, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Shannon and Roger, go ahead.
Couldn't defend myself, so that chicken come to the rescue. That might be why I like chicken so much.
Yeah. Brenda said she was so young she didn't know how to do that, or she would have.
Now we may have chickens one day.
I was gonna say Shannon and Roger retire. Lord help, it's gonna be the.
We'll have me a little farm.
She said,
I'm gonna
"There's
try to
no."
keep it small anyway.
Yeah, right.
It's hard. Like I started out with like I think 5 chickens, and within a month I done went back to Tractor Supply twice and got 2 more sets of 6, and then hatched out like 2 batches of like 20 something. So
Hmm.
we just yeah, you start with like just the minimum of like what I think Tractor Supply only let you get like 4 to 6 at a time. So you might start with that, but yeah, it multiplies quickly.
There's no other word for what roosters do. They flog you when they're ready to be stewed. It's like a turkey timer. They're trying to jump into your arms.
To be your dinner.
Brenda said, when you get flogged, you'll never forget it. Marsha said her husband played football with their late rooster. They don't want me.
Football.
Yeah, yeah, we kicked ours a couple of times. That one that was getting on to Maddie, he had to be kicked away a few times.
I can see
But
Shane. That rooster would come, take a chunk out of her, and she'd come, "Oh, you poor little innocent critter. I know you didn't mean to do that."
I'm not the one that wants chickens. Roger does. So I let him tend to them. He can tend to them.
She'd say, "You can stay on our farm forever."
I know you didn't mean to.
you
Like,
probably saw a bug on my leg. That's what it was. You didn't mean to peck me.
Yes. I would feel bad for it anyway.
Yeah.
"What's up, Chuck? Welcome in."
Hey, Chuck. Oh, yeah.
Oh my cow.
Hmm.
I don't know what Shannon's gonna call her farm. Be the funny farm time she gets done
The
with it.
funny farm.
It won't be a farm, okay? It's gonna be a petting zoo because she can't get rid of
Yeah.
anything. Nothing will turn to food.
Roger tells me if you get, few and you get some more, you got to get rid of the other ones. You can't just keep collecting. I'm like, why
Yeah,
not?
you can.
She
You can.
wants you to use her eggs because that could be baby chicks. So I'm always giving her a hard time about it.
I love animals. I really do. I take after my grandmother. She loved animals. So do I.
Yeah.
Aw. Marcia said they bought 18 chicks from Tractor Supply, but they all died. It's time to
Oh,
try again. It's hard to keep them alive from Tractor Supply, I've noticed.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Huh.
It's almost, I think it may be like they have such conditions that they keep them in. It's like when you get them and it's a change, maybe they're not, you know, maybe they're not as hardy of chickens. And when they go through like a change and everything's not just like it was, there, that maybe they kind of don't make it.
Could be.
I hear them in the post office a lot when I
Mm.
go to send off mail or whatever.
That's
I
what
hear,
my grandma and grandpa used to do. They always used to order them from online, and I remember they'd go and get like 200 chicks from the post office, and they'd have like turkeys and peacocks and all kinds of stuff they'd order from this certain magazine. I don't even remember. I wish I knew what it was.
You would think that would be illegal to send them through the mail.
I know, it's kind of strange. I don't know. Now, peacocks are beautiful, but I heard that they are so annoying.
They are. They eat. They say they eat everything. They ate our garden. They ate all the blueberries off the blueberry bush Grandma just planted. They ate every little tomato or strawberry or anything that we were trying to grow. My grandma's flower beds. They ate everything out of the flower beds but the monkey grass.
Oh, wow.
She
I wonder
was.
how good they'd be in stew.
I don't know, but they come up missing, and they just told us they flew away. So I don't know if they really flew away or not.
To peacock heaven.
I guess I just come home from school one day and they were gone, and they said that they guess something got them, or they just maybe was out in the woods and ran away.
What page got them?
Maybe Grandpa learned what peacock tastes like for lunch. I don't know.
Anyway, girls, our hour is up.
That went by fast.
It
Yeah.
did. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it.
It was.
And congratulations on y'all's 10,000.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations.
I'm just
And towards the next.
That's
Yeah.
so awesome.
Yeah, it's overwhelming because we didn't expect it, and we didn't like. I feel I don't just feel, I know that it's like we're unworthy because I really don't even try that hard, and it makes me feel bad to see people like trying really hard to do good on YouTube, and then I'm just like sitting back and it's just happening. I feel like, so all I really do is just edit the videos and put them up. So I don't.
Guys, you're doing great.
Everyone has different speeds of growing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not boastful about it at all. I'm glad and I'm happy, but I guess I want to stay humble about it and not, get big headed and just
Yeah.
because I still feel like we're just starting and only got like 10 subscribers or something.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for
Thanks.
everybody.
Yeah. Well, thanks to everyone in the chat.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, y'all.
Brenda, thanks for sharing links. And we hope everybody has a good rest of the week. Next week's will be hosted by Shannon,
Y'all come and see us next week.
12 Central on Tuesday. I don't know what she's got up her sleeve yet.
I don't know what I got up my sleeve except for my arm right now.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good day.
Y'all too.
Appreciate everybody coming in, and thanks, Brandy, for coming on.
You're
And
welcome. Thank you for having me.
see you guys later.
Bye, y'all. Have a good day.